Hey guys, and welcome back to Crouton Cracker Jacks. Today I'm going to show you how to make a delicious bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast pizza. Now this recipe is super easy. Greatest thing about it is that all your ingredients can be prepped the night before. So when you want to make this for breakfast, all you have to do is wake up, take the stuff out of the fridge, assemble your pizza, and bake it to golden perfection. And you got yourself a delicious breakfast pizza. So let me show you how easy it is to make. Let's get started. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is if you have yourself a Mr. Man, you want to remove him from your working surface. As much as we love our Mr. Mans, it's not really conducive to making breakfast pizza. So remove him from your work surface, and then you want to make up yourself a batch of pizza dough. Now I have a separate video that shows how I make this. It's super easy, just uses a couple ingredients. When you make that up, put it into a bowl, cover it with saran wrap, put it in your refrigerator, and you can let that sit overnight. Take it out about an hour before you go to make your pizza, and it'll be ready to go. Next, I'm going to make up some bacon. I've got a cookie sheet here, and I'm going to line it with a piece of aluminum foil, just for easy cleanup, but I'm going to bake my bacon. Baking bacon is the perfect way to make it because there's no standing over a skillet, getting splattered with lard as you're frying up bacon in small batches. You can get an entire pound of bacon cooked all in about 15 minutes. So all you need to do is take your strips of bacon and lay them out on your foil. Now you can overlap these just ever so slightly because the bacon will actually shrink up as it's baking. But just lay out all your pieces of bacon on the foil, and then you want to put them into a cold oven at 425 degrees Fahrenheit, and you want to bake them for between 15 and 20 minutes. Now you want to watch this because it can get out of control. Don't go talking to your neighbors because you will end up burning them like I did with mine. So watch it, keep an eye on it, but depending on how crispy you want your bacon, 15 to 20 minutes is fine. And you want to make sure that you start with a cold oven. The reason why you want to do that is it will actually render out the lard as it comes up to temperature, and that lard will get crispy and won't stay gooey and pudgy like you would if you fry it or start with a hot oven. And once your time is up, this is what your bacon will look like. Like I said, 15 to 20 minutes. This was in for 25 minutes because I got distracted by a neighbor. So don't do that because it got a little bit black on the outside. But no worries, stuff in the middle is perfectly fine. And you just want to remove your bacon off to a paper towel and let it drain completely. Let that paper towel absorb up all the extra grease. That will also help make your bacon extra crispy as well. And once your bacon cools off to where you can handle it, you can put some onto a cutting board. I'm using 6 pieces of bacon here, and you just want to chop that up into pieces, put it into a bowl, and set it off until you need it later. Or if you're going to be making this the next day, put it in the refrigerator. Now for the eggs, I've got 4 large eggs here, and I'm going to crack these into a bowl. I'm going to season these with some seasoned salt, and I will put the recipe for the seasoned salt that I use down below in the description box below. I'm also going to add in some freshly cracked black pepper, and using a fork, I'm just going to whisk these eggs together. And now we want to scramble our eggs. Now you can do it any way you want, any way you prefer to scramble your eggs. I just like using an 8-inch fry pan, and I've got this over medium to medium-high heat. And I added in about half a tablespoon of butter and let that melt. And just when the butter starts to brown just ever so slightly, then you can add your eggs into the butter. And I like scrambling my eggs, kind of like making an omelet, but chopping it up at the end. So I'm just going to add my eggs into my pan. I'm going to let them cook for about 30 seconds or so. And that sheet of cooked egg on the bottom, I'm just going to, using a spatula, just push it out of the way and let the uncooked egg go underneath it. After another 30 seconds or so, again using the spatula, just kind of move the sheet of cooked egg out of the way, let the raw egg kind of fall down to the bottom of the pan, and we're just going to keep doing this until our eggs are cooked. Now you don't want to cook your eggs all the way through at this point. Remember, we're going to be baking this pizza, and if you cook your eggs all the way through at this point, your eggs are going to be overcooked and rubbery and tough on your pizza when your pizza's done baking. So at this point, once about half the eggs are scrambled, I'm going to turn the heat off, and I'm just going to let the residual heat in the pan kind of finish cooking the egg. So once your eggs just come together, now is the time to remove them into a bowl, and again set them off to the side for when we assemble our pizza. So once we've got our dough made and we've let it risen and we got our bacon and eggs done, now we can start assembling the pizza. I've got a 14-inch pizza pan here, and using a half a tablespoon of butter or so, I'm going to grease my pan here. Now this makes a 14 to 16-inch size pizza, so you need a pan that will handle at least that big. If you only have a 12-inch pan, cut the dough in half, make 2 different pizzas. But once you get your pizza pan greased, you can put out your pizza dough onto it. And starting in the center, using just your fingertips, you want to start patting your dough out into your pan. Now, the worst thing you can do with pizza crust is put it onto a countertop and roll it out with a rolling pin. You're just going to make a mess and get aggravated with that. So just use your fingertips and press the pizza dough into the corners of the pan. If you're using a flat pan, just press it out until it is a round shape. The less you handle this dough, the better. And for the sauce, I'm not going to use a tomato sauce for this pizza. It will compete with the bacon and the egg, so I'm going to use a cheese sauce for this. And the best cheese sauce that I found is just cheddar cheese sauce in a can. You can find this in the Mexican section of every grocery store, and you're going to want to use about half a can for this pizza. So just using a spoon, I'm going to spoon that out into the dough, and using the back of the spoon, I'm going to spread this out to the edges of my pizza crust. Now, you can also use nacho cheese sauce for this. You could also use Cheese Whiz. If you decide that you want to use or make a breakfast pizza using sausage, I've also used gravy from Biscuits and Gravy as the sauce for this. So use whatever you want. For this particular pizza, I prefer the cheddar cheese sauce. So next up on our pizza are the eggs. You just want to break these into pieces. As they sit in the bowl, they will kind of form up into a lump again. So just break it into pieces and sprinkle an even layer of egg all across the cheese sauce. Now, I'm using my clean hands for this. If you want to use a glove, by all means, but don't leave me comments about, ew, your hands are touching your food. Pizza is a finger food. Your hands are going to touch it. So hands are clean, no worries there. Next up is another layer of cheese. I've got 4 ounces of mozzarella cheese as well as 4 ounces of cheddar cheese. You could use either mild cheddar or sharp cheddar. Use whatever one is your favorite. And put a nice sprinkling of cheese on top of the eggs here. And be sure and evenly distribute all the mozzarella and cheddar evenly across the pizza, so, you know, half's not cheddar and half's mozzarella. And then finally, we're going to top it with our chopped up bacon. Again, just do an even layer all the way across the top. And then you want to bake this in a preheated 450 degree oven for 12 to 14 minutes. Now keep an eye on it. Some ovens, it'll be done in 10 minutes. Other ovens, it won't be done for 16. So just keep an eye on it. And when it is nicely golden brown, you can go ahead and remove your pizza. And you want to let this rest in the pan for a couple of minutes. Now to serve this, because I like saving the seasoning on my pizza pan, I'm actually going to remove this onto a separate pizza pan and cut it on there. Using a pizza cutter, just cut it into either 6 or 8 slices. 8 slices is easiest for me. And there you go. There is the most delicious breakfast pizza you will ever have. And it's super easy. Like I said at the beginning, you can make all of these ingredients the night before, put them in the fridge, so that way, you know, in the morning, all you have to do is pat out your dough, top it, get it in the oven, and you've got yourself a delicious homemade breakfast pizza in about 20 minutes or so. So there you guys go. If you guys give this recipe a try, let me know how you like it down below in the comments. I would love to hear it. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. Subscribe for more deliciousness and to keep up to date on all my latest videos. Also go over and follow me on Facebook and Instagram, where I post every few days or so. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time.